Test, 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 test. I'm just gonna be testing out the microphone here, guys. It's not gonna take a while. Just testing out the quality. Quality seems to be good, so we are going straight into the welcome, Mr. IMR1E. All right, so I'm gonna shut down the music here, and we are gonna go straight into the introductions, of course. So let's have a quick look what track we are gonna be having today. There we go. This is me. Welcome. So the track we are gonna be having today is gonna be actually one of the Orion lads. Ah, all right. Great. So last week we had Qatar. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to cover that race. Let's not get into the details there. But it was Qatar, probably a very good race where Milan Todd won that race actually. We had Rostocker in P2 and Schizo in P3, so not a bad result from those guys. Now today we are going to be having Spa-Francorchamps, also a track in Belgium. Now, the population of Belgium is around 11 million people, with the first Grand Prix being in 1950. Che Oliver has won the previous race here in Belgium, which was in season 6, if I'm not mistaken. And the qualifying record on this track in any leagues, I think it was in this league too, in season 6 actually, set by Orion Lemons. Was a 141.0, and the race record, well, the fastest lap time was a 144.2, so not a bad time if you ask me. Now today we might or might not are going to be having rain, but it is going to be a short qualifying and 50% race with a 7 kilometers track distance and a 154 race distance. Now, Spa-Francorchamps is a difficult track. We all know that Spa-Francorchamps is a very difficult track. And you do have to keep your setup in mind. You know, sometimes you've got a good straight line speed setup on, and then you're going to be struggling through the corners, or it's the opposite way. You're going to be struggling down the straights, but you're going to be fast through the corners. So in my opinion, it should be somewhere around 15, something like that. Thank you very much for the follow, guys. I've got 4 new followers, so that's very great. Thank you very much. But yeah, as you can see, turn 1, it's going to be a little bit chaotic into turn 1 during the start of the race there. And then, of course, we've got Eau Rouge et Radion. And then coming up, down Camel Straight, of course. Camel Straight, one of the best overtaking opportunities here in Belgium, as you do have the DRS, and you've got a good opportunity coming out of that Eau Rouge et Radion. Now, into turn 5 and 6, as you can see, this guy is going to be making a move into turn 5, which usually ends up well, but you do have to give each other space through that corner section. Then turn 7, which is going to be a slow right-hander. You've got turn 8, which is a little bit going to be a U-turn. As you can see, quite a lot of dive bombs happen through there. Now into turn 9, a fast left-hander, where a lot of guys are going to be getting track limits, unfortunately. And you've got turn 10 and turn 11, where a lot of people tend to crash out. So make sure you are going to be running the right setup, that you don't clip a curb down the inside there. As you can see, the Ferrari did that, and he spins into the wall. So turn 11, that is. Then into turn 12, 13, and 14, a difficult corner section too, as you can easily overshoot into turn 12, and then you're going to be taking turn 13 very awkwardly. And then, of course, we've got turn 15. You do have that house on the left side of your screen, which you couldn't see there, but I'm going to be showing you that during the qualifying. And then we've got bus stop, which is going to be turn 18 and 19. A very difficult corner section, so you need to clip a lot of curb down the inside, but you also need to watch out for the guys around you. Strategy-wise, I would say a soft medium or a medium soft would be doable. I haven't seen the weather yet. It looks quite dry out there. Safety car probability is quite high, so that's why I would suggest to start on the softs. You know, the softs, you can easily go onto the hards after that if there's an early safety car, if there's a late safety car. You're going to be a little bit stuck with those mediums, but it is what it is. Medium soft could also work to cover the late safety car. Medium hards, hard mediums is the usual prediction. But I do think this time I don't need a shower. Great, Thomas. Great. That's great. So tire degradation rate is not that high. Sorry guys, I got something between my throat and my nose. So tire degradation rate is not that high, neither is a tire overheating probability, so I don't think there's going to be a lot of issues tonight. Let me have a quick look with my prediction here. So my prediction is going to be Trouser Snouser in the top 3, Rostocker 2, and maybe Milan Todd again, or maybe Blue New Soul. I think Blue New Soul has been pretty outstanding these last couple of races, so we might... I think Rostocker in P1, Trouser in P2, and Blue New Soul in P3. The biggest loser of the evening is gonna be... Scotty. And the biggest winner of the evening is going to be Schizo. I'm going to put him as my biggest winner of the evening. The amount of safety cars, I do think there's going to be 2. I did say that, well, the safety car probability is like 70% chance of a safety car, 80 maybe. So that makes the chance of 2 safety cars actually pretty high too. So it's going to be a chaotic race, I do know that, but last season we had a beautiful race around Belgium here in Champions Division. And hopefully we're going to be seeing that today too. So let's have a quick look there, as you guys should be able to see everything that's happening on screen right now. I'm going to put the camera perfect. And there we go. So we're going to be racing around Spa-Francorchamps right now. A couple of guys have come out on track already with a couple of 142s. And a couple of, actually all 142s, so these guys are going to be pretty close with each other. Blue New Soul and Liam. You might want to go on board with the Prince here, as the Prince is the Red Bull. And I do have to say, the Prince is one of the faster guys there is. He's top 8 in the Drivers' Championship, if I'm not mistaken. I think he is a reserve driver. And he does have that Mercedes right in front of him. Went off the racing line a little bit late there. That must have been Mo Ericat, if I'm not mistaken. As there is another guy coming into the pits. Yes, indeed, that was Mo Ericat. So the Prince now coming down the bus stop chicane, which is going to be the last corner section of the Belgian track here, the Spa-Francorchamps track. One of the most beautiful tracks on the circuit, on the calendar. On the circuit, what am I saying? On the calendar, as the Prince puts a 142.7. Do you know who's streaming Masters tonight? Yes, I am, AJ. So basically what the league does is it gives... How do I say this? So Champions is at 8 and Masters is at 8:15 tonight. So that I will be able to cover the last 15 minutes of the Masters division at the end of the race, and then next week it's going to be Masters at 8 and Champions at 8:15, so that I would be able to cover the last 15 minutes of the Champion division like I did last week. So I'm going to be covering the last 15 minutes, so stick around if you want to, of course, and then you will be able to see the race at the end of the at the end of the stream. The last 15 minutes probably depends on how many safety cars there is and how much of a delay you guys have. So hopefully it's not going to be too long. But we're going to be focusing on the Champions tier first. Now, we've got Mo Ericat right now in P12. Hasn't put a lap in yet, but he is coming around turn 11 right there into turn 12. And you do tend to see a lot of guys go really, really deep into that corner. I definitely do. But it seems like he doesn't have too many issues doing that. I think he is from... Where's Mo Ericat from? trying to remember where he's from. He's got the fastest second sector, which is not too bad if you think about it. Sector 2 is usually one of the more difficult sectors here in Belgium. Don't think Sector 1 is too difficult, neither is Sector 3. So I do think he is going to be gaining a lot of time getting that fastest second sector here in Belgium. Now let's have a quick look. He's coming across the line to put a 142.7, which is good for a P8, which is not amazing, of course, as you can see. Well, as you know, probably the 141.0 last season was set by Orion Lemons. Now he's not going to be racing in the Champions tier anymore. He's going to be racing in the Masters tier, which we will be covering the last 15 minutes of this stream. Now Patrick coming around a turn 9, that is right now, as he doesn't take too much curb down the entry there. I think that might have been a little mistake. Could have gotten a couple of tens there, maybe a couple of hundreds. I don't think tens would have been possible, but definitely hundreds, as he's now coming into turn 12, 13, and 14, as this is a very difficult corner section, like I said already. And it does take that perfect. Does take a lot of curb down the entry. I'm just gonna try and get my cables correct. Oh. And as I said earlier during the introduction, you have a small house on the left side of the screen. Well, on the left side of the track coming into turn 15. And that house is the only original thing that has been there since 1950. So actually a pretty historical building there, and I don't think they're going to be removing it for a long time. If you look up pictures from Spa-Francorchamps, you will actually be able to see that building being there. Now Patrick puts himself in P2 right now. Not a bad result from the Dutchman, and hopefully he is going to be able to keep that P2 here in Spa-Francorchamps. But JM is going to be challenging that top 3 position, but I'm not 100% sure if he's going to be able to. He hasn't been on a very good streak lately. He does have the fastest first sector, and usually the fastest first sector, well, if you got the fastest first sector, that is most trustworthy. Because if it says you have got the fastest second sector, don't believe that. It's usually not true, and it just gives you a better... Oh, there he goes. It's out. He's out. There goes JM. He's going to be out of the qualifying. He has got to start in a P16, unfortunately. Only if Trouser Snazzer is not going to be able to put a lap in. But I do think he's going to be able to, as he has been on a stroll lately. And he's a pretty fast driver. He was the Drivers' Champion of last season in Elite. He got promoted to Champions. And then, of course, Champions is the best tier out of the league from the no crossplay division, of course. And then we've got Masters, who have, in my opinion, all the fast drivers. They've got Orion Lemons, they've got Simpendal, they've got Shea Oliver. They've got Lionator, who's currently leading that championship. So, yeah, a lot of good names in the Masters tier, but also in the Champions tier. I mean, we've got Schizo, who actually got a P3 last week. We've got Milan Todd, we've got Rostucker, we've got Trouser Snazzer. We also have... They have me, Jay Totter. No. I know they have you, buddy. I kind of forgot about you. And Trouser Snazzer now coming through. Megatza. I'm always saying Megatza. It's Oruge Radio. My apologies. I'm just trying to find the results of last week. So Milan Todd came in P1, Rostocker in P2, and we had Schizo in P3. Milan Todd now with the fastest lap of 141.7, which is not a bad lap if you think about it. Scotty came in P4, and then Trouser Snazzer in P5. Now looking at the standings, we've got Milan Todd in P1 with not a comfortable lead, only 4 points ahead of Rostocker, who is in P2, and then both of them do have a comfortable lead on the rest of the grid. Scotty has got 63 in P3. We've got a Blue New Soul with 54, and then we've got Arman in P5 with 50 points. Chaz Knight Rider, who's not going to be here tonight, who's going to be losing a lot of points actually on his competitors. He's got 43 points in P6, and then we've got Trouser Snazzer in P7 with 42 points. So actually, that battle for the top 5 is pretty close, with a P10 having 37, P5 having 50, so that's only a 13-point difference. So if you think about it, this league gives out points to everyone who finishes the race. I think the winner gets 50 points, which is pretty great. But I do think that, you know, I think it will be difficult for a lot of guys to score a top 3 position week in, week out. I think it must be possible for Rostocker. He's got the pace. Maybe the consistency is something else, but he definitely has the pace to get into the top 3 each week. Unfortunately, Treiser Sneiser, yes indeed, RIP, he did invalidate that lap, because he would have been able to get into the top 5, I'm pretty sure. As you know, Mac and Cheese, he had a big step up there, but I don't think he would have been able to beat a Treiser Sneiser's lap. Still 4 more minutes on the board, and I do think that Manic will still be able to come out of the pit lane. I mean, Treiser Sneiser, of course, his Discord name is Manic, but I do think he's going to be able to come out of the pits, put 1 more lap on the board. And that has to be the only lap, actually, the best lap he could have done. He could do here in Belgium, Spa-Francorchamps. Now, we're driving on board with Mo Erikat, who is going for another lap. He's now entering Eau Rouge Radion. I was going to say Meggins and Beckets again. So he's going to enter Eau Rouge Radion. And especially, you know, oh no, he's already passed it. Into turn 5 and 6, he's got the fastest first sector. Once again, I think he had it last lap too. And now let's have a quick look how he's going to take turn 8. A lot of curb down the entry, a lot of curb down the entry once again. The inside corner there. And that's beautifully done by More Aircat. Doesn't take too much curb down the entry into turn 9. That might have been a little mistake there. Does he take a lot of curb? He does indeed. I've got an invite from Brashman, as that will be for the master steer, of course. Now into turn 13, turn 12 and 13, actually, it doesn't take too much curb down the inside. Might have been a little mistake. I feel like he doesn't feel too comfortable here around Belgium. I feel like he's struggling every now and then. 1 second up on his time, as that will be a 1:43.7, which is not great. We might want to focus on someone else. Schizo, who's not down on his time, but he might be able to improve a little bit more here in Sector 2. It was only after Sector 1 that it was 55,000 slower. So what will the Moroccan driver be able to do here entering Sector 3 right now? It's an improvement of 3.6 tenths. This might be the fastest lap of the race, of the qualifying actually. Will he be able to pull it off? The Moroccan driver Schizo, he is a newbie. He's a groentje, like we say in Belgium here. And will he be able to put himself on pole? It will be his first pole here in PGR. And I'm pretty sure he's going to be able to. Now, coming around the last corner. Will this be enough? Yes, a groentje. A 141.7. It will not be enough. It will only be 1,000s. 1,000s. A 141.756 for Milan Todd and a 141.757 for Schizo. Only 1,000s. He's going for another one. I'm not too sure if he has enough ERS left. It does seem like he's got plenty in the tank. But will that be enough? 40 more %. He's not going to be able to get into the pits anymore. I mean, to put another lap in. And did a Treiser Sneiser get out? Yes, indeed he did. He's the only one who hasn't set a lap yet. Well, apart from JM, but he's not going to be able to. And he's going to let through a couple of people. As there is a Patrick. And I'm pretty sure Treiser Sneiser wants to start his lap as far as possible. Like, as last as possible. Does that make sense? As last as possible? He wants to be the last guy going into a fast lap, because that's when the track is the hottest and the fastest. I'm not too sure. Last game, the track temperature wasn't really mattering too much. Like, the track temperature didn't change. You didn't get any faster if you were at the end of the qualifying than if you were at the beginning of the qualifying. Of course, momentum is there. But I do think that in the F123 game, it is something to think about. Now, he's going to let through the Ferrari driver. That is going to be Schizo, of course. I don't think he is improving 2 seconds slower. We might want to go on board with Treiser Sneiser, the Englishman who is going to be starting his last qualifying lap of this Belgian qualifying session here. Schizo, he retired from the session, and we might want to go on board with Treiser Sneiser now. Coming out of turn 1 into Eau Rouge Radion he goes. He does need to nail turn 2 first. And there he goes. Turn 3 and 4 he goes. Actually, this is turn 2, 3, and 4. as that little bend coming out of turn 1 isn't considered a corner. Now into turn 5 and 6 takes a lot of curb on the entry. Yes, indeed, he does. Ooh, he doesn't actually. He doesn't take too much curb. Might have been a little mistake there from Trouser Schnauzer, but he does go full throttle coming into turn 7. Now into turn 8, goes a little bit deep into that corner, but that is not necessarily bad if you think about it. I mean, sometimes you want to go a little bit deeper so that you have a better exit coming out of that corner. Now let's have a quick look if he's going to spin out in turn 11. He's not going to. And this looks like a great lap from Trouser Schnauzer right now into turn 12 and 13. What a smooth figure. Smooth operator. He's a smooth operator. It is the Englishman from BGR. Now coming into sector 3 he goes, and will this be a pole? I'm not 100% sure. Now let's have a quick look as he's coming into turn 18 and 19. Fast lap. Will this be a pole? It might be a pole. It's not gonna be a pole. I really thought that he had the pole there. A 142.1, which is not too bad. Scotty has put himself in P4, but he's not gonna be able to improve. Is anyone else gonna be able to improve? Rostocker isn't. And who else is there? Mac and Cheese is, and he's got a little bit of a toe. Touches too much curb down the entry there. That will not be an improvement. Liam, he is 10 seconds slower, and someone came across the line. Milan Todd put the fastest lap now with a 141.4 though, but he already had the fastest lap, so there was no need to push, but he did it anyway. We've got Armand with a surprising P12. He's been pretty well these last couple of races, but only a 142.3 here in Belgium, as he might have not done too much practice here around Spa-Francorchamps. Alpha lap for me, apparently, Trouser Schnauzer says. I do have to agree there. I think you could have clipped a couple of more curbs and go a little bit faster onto the throttle, if you know what I mean. I mean, you probably know better what you did wrong than I did. But that you know, it looked nice. It looked all clean and all good. But, you know, sometimes a lap where people are struggling is faster than a lap where people are being too careful. Now let's have a quick look. Milan Todd in P1. The Hungarian driver puts himself on pole for tonight with a 141.4. Then we've got Schizo in P2 with a 141.7. And Patrick in the top 3. The Dutchman not putting a bad performance here with a 141.8, only 1/10 away from Schizo and 4/10 away from Milan Todd. Now we've got a very competitive grid. So I might want to go to the back of the grid first. As you can see here, we've got a couple of guys with 8/10s behind. We've got a lot of guys with 6/10s behind. There's 1,000 between Blue New Soul and Rostocker. And then we've got half a 10 between the Grim Sleeper and Scotty. So actually a very diverse grid here in Power Grid Racing, the champion division. As you can see, there was an Italian, there was someone from the Middle Eastern, there was a couple of Englishmen, there was, who's in P1, a German, who is in P1, we've got an Hungarian, that is going to be Milan Todd, of course, and a couple of others. So yeah, great to see that, you know, racing is becoming more international than only an English league, of course. I mean, I'm Moroccan, by the way. Yeah, I know, buddy. I know, I don't know, I know you are. I put it in my charts too, but I don't know why you have that flag. I know it's not Palestine. It's another flag, but I'm not one. Or is it Palestine? I actually don't know. It might be Palestine, actually. Let me have a quick look. Wait, I've got this on. Palestina flag. Oh no, it is? No, it's not Palestine. What is the flag? What flag is that? I want to know. Wait, maybe I should get some water first. Guys, don't ready up. Oh man, I need to wait for the safety car now. Okay, so we've got 5 red lights here in Belgium. Are you guys still able to hear me? Yes, you are. And off we go. We've got a pretty clean start. Schizo already in P2, already in P1. Although Milan Todd, where's Jay? Why is Jay put in P1? That is pretty weird. All right, Schizo. Oh, almost a touch with the wall there. We've got Patrick already making that move. Schizo drops back to P3. We've got Rostocker in P4, Scotty in P5, and then we've got the Grim Sleeper in P6. A little gap forming between Speckbelg and the Grim Sleeper right there. Then we've got Trouser Snizer looking to make a move down the inside of Speckbelg here. These guys have been meeting each other on track for a couple of times already as Patrick puts himself now in P2. Schizo drops back to P4 after a heated battle with Rostocker. As this seems to be all good and clean. Schizo trying to defend from Scotty. Might have had put a qualifying setup instead of a race setup there. And that might be the reason why he's a little bit faster in qualifying tonight. The Grim Sleeper in P5 and we've got Scotty in P6. Trouser Snizer right on the tail of Scotty. Then, of course, we've got Speckbelg all the way at the back of the grid. We've got Arman and Blue New Soul, both of the Williams, actually trying to defend their top 3 position in the constructors. But as things are looking like right now, that is not going to be so easy. Arman on the tail of Just Dave, though, so he's going to be pushing the Brazilian driver till the limits. And will he be able to? I'm not 100% sure. 2 tenths right now in between the Williams driver and the Aston Martin driver as they're coming into Sector 3 right now. Still, a lot of guys are pretty close to each other as it does look like Just Dave is pushing to get past Blue New Soul as soon as possible. He's going to throw it down the inside. Both Williams collide with each other as it is going to be Arman with a little bit of a tap to his teammate. But he does make that move work on Just Dave right there. Liam gets pushed back by Mo Ericat, although Mo Ericat gets that move back done. Schizo and the Grim Sleeper are having a heated battle. The Grim Sleeper, who's 2 tenths behind right now. And what is Rostocker going to be able to do on the tail of Patrick? And he is going to be able to make that move now around the outside. He is running those medium tires, so we might want to have a quick look what tires everyone is using. Rostocker on the medium tires, Patrick on the hard tires. He's going to try and go back for it, but he's going to back out of the move. He was not alongside it, so that was a good choice by the Dutchman right there. Schizo, who's running soft tires, surprisingly lost a couple of positions there, even with running those soft tires. Trouser Snizer already got in P6, and we're gonna have our first safety car. So this is great because now I'm gonna be able to get a sip of water and just get a water bottle actually. But yeah, looking at the tire strategies, there's one guy on the soft tires. He's probably gonna go soft mediums, but he could also go from softs to hards right now. But I wouldn't suggest to do so because you won't be able to stretch those hards until the end of the race, would you? You might be able to, but I do think there's going to be a lot of guys running medium softs too. I'm just going to have a quick listen to the microphone real quick. Then I'm going to be listening to, well, I'm going to be looking out for the pit stop, and then we will be getting some water. Right, so I'm going to put the game sound a little bit louder. So you guys are not able to hear anything from the game sound. I'm just gonna do it like this real quick. Okay, so the limiter, I might want to put it to 31. 31 should be good. You guys should be able to hear a lot from the game right now. Nobody seems to be coming in. Yes, indeed, they do. Schizo comes into the pits. So does Arman, and so does JM, who started the race last, unfortunately. Now, let's have a quick look with the stream real quick. So if I'm going to be talking right now, are you able to hear the race or are you not? It should be a little bit louder in my opinion still. So I'm going to put it at 29 to see the difference. Yeah, that is going to be great. That is going to be great. So hopefully you guys hear me loud and clear, and we're going to be racing in a couple of seconds. So how's everyone doing tonight? I might want to sing my safeguard song actually. I'm just gonna get a quick bottle of water. I still will be able... Oh, wait, hello. Oh man, fuck off. Sorry guys, there's someone in my chat who wants me to buy followers, but I'm not going to. Where is it? Promotion for your channel, viewers, blah blah blah, best, blah blah blah. Alright, so how do I block this guy? There we go. Ban. Aha, you have been banned. How do I go back now? Oh man, sorry guys. It's always chaos when these guys text me, you know? There we go. I don't think we were racing again, are we? I should be fast, actually. Alright, let me get a bottle of water. I want to put this to... where is this? I'm going to put this to... so that my deep voice isn't really bothering you guys. All right, so here we go. Where's the bottle of water? It might be here in this closet. Yes, it is indeed. There we go. I've got the bottle of water, guys. Woohoo! All right. It's actually not the bottle of water I thought I was gonna have. I've got a little bit of a collection with water bottles, as you can see right there. Can you see? In the bed. There it is, in the bed. There's a big collection of water bottles. And a Coke bottle. I've got 5 right now. Do I've got 5? Probably have 6 if I finish this one. But yeah, water, drinking water is actually good. It's good for the health, it's good for everything. Unfortunately, I drink a little bit too much Coke. So yeah, that's not, well, it's not great, but I'm trying to reduce the amount of Coke. Are we ready? Yes, are we ready? We're going to be racing in a couple of seconds. I'm just going to look at the frame drops. Doesn't look like I've got any frame drops yet, so that's great. Great news for Charles Snazzer, as he is the one sorting out this comms. Guys, make sure to give Charles Snazzer a big thank you. He's the one that found me. Yeah, and actually convinced me to do to do racing, well, commentary here. So make sure to thank him. He's in the chat too. But you can also send him a DM. His name is Chucky. His name is Chucky right now in the Discord, so make sure to give him a big shout out. He's a lovely guy. Don't ask him any questions though. He hates questions. And I'm someone who asks a lot of questions, so, you know, love-hate relationship right there. So we're going to be racing in a couple of seconds. And I just want to get through the tires real quick. So the top 2 is on the medium tires right now. We've got hard tires for Patrick, medium tires for the Grim Sleeper and Tries the Snizer. Actually, both the AlphaTauris doing a pretty decent job right there. They need to get some points urgently for the Constructors' Championship, as they're currently only in P7. So they want to get into that top 5 as soon as possible. And we've got Scotty, who is kind of... you know, kind of a one-man show here. Mo Ericat only in P12, as Mercedes is currently in P4. Then, unfortunately, we've got Blue Nusoy and Arman being in P9 and P14, so not a great team result, actually, if you think about it. But Haas, once again, represented by Mr. Rostocker and Liam. Liam only in P11, but I do think he's had a pretty decent amount of races lately. Liam is currently 13th in the Drivers' Championship with 23 points. So not great if you think about it, but I mean, I think he's going to be able to get into the top 10 tonight. There's possibly going to be another DNF, and we are already going underway, so it's going to be green flags and go, go, go. Milan Todd, who went away pretty early there. But Rostocker did not get caught sleeping. 4 tenths behind the Hungarian driver. Now we've got Patrick on those hard tires. He will be able to stretch them on the long run. Hopefully he's going to be having a late safety car, and then he will just be able to switch on to the softs. Now tries to Schneider right behind his teammate. I don't think he's going to be able to make that move anytime soon, and I don't think he wants to, actually. Schizo, he's going to take these hard tires on the long run too. Still 17 more laps to go here in Belgium. And these guys will have to, you know, stretch those hards as long as possible and hope for a late safety car so that they can go on to the softs. Spec Belg now making a move down the inside of Scotty right there, as the Belgian driver actually not doing a bad performance here in Belgium, as this is of course his home track, so he wants to have a good result. He wants to get into that top 5, and the first penalty has been given tonight, and that one goes to Mo Erikat. He's all the way in P12, so not a big danger, but he is in danger actually from getting overtaken by the Moroccan driver. He makes that move into turn 8. They're now going side by side into turn 9. Schizo leaves enough space for Mo Erikat to make that a corner, and they're just going to be going through turn 10 and 11 quite smoothly there. They didn't have a single touch through turn 9, which is actually a big accomplishment. Now he makes that move coming around the outside of Mo Erikat. Seems like I'm not too sure if he's Palestinian. He's definitely something Middle Eastern, but I don't want to put a nationality on him. My apologies, Mo Erikat. Now let's have a quick look with Rostacker here, who's right on the tail of Milan Todd. And I do have to say that German guy, he is one hell of a guy. He's been putting a pretty amazing performance, and he is in P2 in the Drivers' Championship. And it seems like the Germans are currently overpowering the PGR divisions, as we've got Lionator in P1 in the Masters division, and we've got Rostocker in P2 in the Champions division. So is he going to be able to put himself in P1 like his German friend? I don't want to say friend, but I do think they know each other. Online. So Rostocker now down the outside. He's going around the outside, and I don't think he's alongside the Red Bull driver. He's going to back out of it, but he might be able to make a switch back. We're coming into turn 5. He's not going into turn 8 right now. That will not be an overtake opportunity, unfortunately. The Haas driver trying to stick to the toe of the Red Bull driver, but I don't think he's going to be able to make a move here. Liam, who's making that move down the inside into turn 8. He's going to push Blue Nusol a little bit wide there, force him to have a little bit of an issue, like a mistake. And now it's going to be the Prince. Oh, look at that group right behind Blue Nusol. They're waiting to eat that Williams driver, as Schizo gets a little bit wide there, gets overtaken by Mo Erikat, who's going around the outside, but the room was not there. A little bit of a snappy rear there for Schizo. And now he's just going to get eaten by the Lions. Jay and Mo Erikat, who are both running fresh hard tires. Actually, Mo Erikat didn't come into the pits, so it's only going to be JM with the fresh hard tires. Then of course also our man Place, who's not making the move down the inside of the Prince. And that was a pretty easy move there for the Bangladeshian driver. Is that how you say it? I'm not 100% sure. DRS is wide open for the guys coming into a lap 8. Lap 7 that is, actually. And I do think there's going to be a couple of moves into turn 5 with the use of DRS down the Camel Straight. So Liam is going to be leading this group to the rest of the pack, as they have to, you know, close down a gap of 3 seconds, which I don't think is going to be able to. Well, he's going to be able to do so. Rostocker makes the move on Milan Todd here in sector 1, as they're now entering sector 2. The Grim Sleeper is keeping up strong. And I do have to say, it's a surprising result that Grim Sleeper is currently in front of his teammate Trouser Snazzer after a pretty good season from Trouser Snazzer in the Elite Division, where he scored more than 500 points in a 10 race calendar. So I do have to say he has been outstanding that last season, but it seems like he's a little bit underperforming lately. I think he's in the P7, isn't he? I do think he's in P7, right behind Chaz Knight Rider. He's going to be able to overtake him though, as Chaz is not going to be here tonight, only if he's going to be scoring points, of course. We might want to focus on Schizo, who's making that move down the inside into turn 12. Another snap there from Schizo, and we saw that happen already earlier, where he had that little snap coming into turn 12. And I think it's just setup-wise. As I said, you know, sometimes the guys have got a snappy rear, but it makes them actually go faster. I'm someone who actually likes snappy rears, so that you can slide through the corner, if that makes sense. But Skido now trying to get back to a Blue No Soul, as Blue No Soul is 1.4 seconds behind his teammate Armand Place, who's got a lot of pace on this track right now after a disappointing qualifying. Now Blue No Soul seems to be struggling, as you can see, coming through turn 9. Had a little bit of a snappy rear too, as Schizo is going to try to make a move around the outside. He has to wait for the Camel Straight though, because that's where he's going to be having DRS. Now into Oruge Radion they go, as that will be turn 2, 3, and 4. Of course, here around Spa-Francorchamps, he's going to pull a Gasly. He's actually not going to Gasly with his teammate Ocon back in... No, was it Ocon and Gasly? Was it Ocon and Gasly? I'm not 100% sure. There's a lot of moves to be made as Schizo now makes that move on Liam and the Prince. Now let's have a quick look at the front of the pack here, as it seems like the Gimp Sleeper got past Patrick. And now he's going to be finding himself in a AlphaTauri sandwich. So that's not too great if you think about it, because he has to watch out for the guy behind him, but he also needs to make sure that he's going to be overtaking the guy in front of him. So Patrick, he's finding himself in a difficult position right now, and it's not the most easiest drivers he's going up against. I mean, we've got Milan Todd in P2, the Grim Sleeper in P3, we've got Trouser Snizer in P5, and Speckbelg in P6, so he's in the middle of a very competitive group here, and these guys have been racing behind each other for 8 laps already. And I do have to say, if you're going to be able to do that as a group, you really have got some similar pace, and especially here in Belgium, the guys are going to be able to keep close to each other, so that is going to be giving some great battles and some great racing. Now Trouser Snizer is 2 tenths behind Patrick, as Patrick is finding it difficult to get past the Grim Sleeper. He's kind of losing some time on Trouser Snizer right there. The guys are going to be having DRS though, as Milan Todd is going to be patiently waiting. He might not have used DRS right there, as he didn't want to get the overtake on Rostocker, and I don't think it's a great idea to go off throttle there either. So he just didn't open up that DRS in order to stay behind Rostocker. The Rostocker, who seems to be struggling coming into Oruge Radion there, as I think Milan Todd is going to be able to make that move again. Down the inside he goes. The Red Bull driver makes that move, and Liam gets a 3-second time penalty. Trouser Snizer now gets past Patrick, as he has the inside line into turn 6, but he's not going to get that position as he backed out coming into turn 6 and 7 right there, as he's getting pushed from behind. So he needs to make that move on Patrick as soon as possible. The Englishman, who has his career on the line right now. I wouldn't say career on the line, but it's right on the edge, you know. He needs to get some points on the board in order to keep up with the top 3, as they're running away a little bit there. Milan Todd Rostocker, and I think the 3rd position goes to Scotty MT, who is only in P5 right now. And there goes the Grim Sleeper. He's in the gravel right now, and that will be a lot of positions lost for the Englishman. Schizo gets a 3-second time penalty, as he is going to be in P9 right now, but he will be able to take these hards till the end of the race. Still 13 more laps to go here in Belgium, and the Grim Sleeper just crashed out. He's going to be in P10, and he's got to come into the pits as soon as possible to maybe go onto hard tires, as his tires are overheating a little bit light right now, I would say so. Otherwise he wouldn't have crashed. And you know, even after that crash, his tires are going to be overheating a little bit more, I would say. So is he coming into the pits? Yes, indeed he is. He might even have a broken front wing. But what tire will he be going on? Soft tires might make it until the end of the race, but so will the hard tires. So let's have a quick look, and then we will be focusing until... Oh, wait, this is not my computer, which has Wi-Fi problems. It's my PlayStation. And I can also see the issues. Alright, so he does have a broken front wing. Trouser Snizer makes the move on Patrick, and this move is final right now. We saw him make that move earlier, but he wasn't able to make it stick. But now he is actually going to. So let's have a quick look if he's going to be able to get back to Rostocker and Milan Todd, as he's now 1.5 seconds behind the German driver. So Patrick still staying on the tail of Trouser Snizer right there. And it seems like Speckbelg and now also Mac and Cheese is catching up to that group. Although a 4.5 second gap to the top 5 is still a big gap. So I think it's going to be tough for the Irish driver to get back to Speckbelg and Patrick right there. Speckbelg, who now also gets a 3-second time penalty, so he definitely won't be battling for the race win here in Belgium, but he might be able to get into the top 3 depending on his strategy. Of course, we've got Patrick being the only one on the hard tires in the top 5, so that is a pretty interesting strategy for the Dutchman there. We might want to go over the position changes. Trouser Snauzer, who's got a 5 position gain here in this Grand Prix already. We're now past halfway of the race, and Rostocker has gained 4 positions. He started in P6 after a pretty disappointing qualifying, but right now he's got a P2 in the back and maybe even a P1. A Patrick now on the tail of Trouser Snauzer. He's definitely going to be able to make that move, even after not having the DRS last lap. He's going to be having the DRS right now. Trouser Snauzer is not going to be having the DRS. And there he goes, Patrick down the inside, and that will be moved on. Although maybe Trouser Snauzer is going to be able to battle back, but he's going to back out of the move. Speckbelg is just patiently waiting. Don't think he's going to be making that move anytime soon. He doesn't want to risk anything. He doesn't want to risk losing time to Scotty and Mac and Cheese, but he doesn't want to risk crashing out either, you know. So that is something the Belgian driver has to think about right now. We might want to switch over to Armand, who finds himself in a Ferrari sandwich. So we are seeing a lot of sandwiches here tonight. And I do have to say, I love seeing these sandwiches because it's kind of a team play you have to think about right there. These guys are trying to work with each other, trying to sort out the strategy on how to keep that guy in the middle, or maybe even get both of your drivers in front of the guy you are battling against, because I don't think that Schizo and Mac and Cheese are actually in a call together, because Schizo has only been there for a couple of weeks. I think this is his second race, as there is going to be a safety car. Mo Erikat has got a DNF, so he's not going to be scoring any points for the Mercedes team here tonight, and a couple of guys are actually coming into the pit. So let's have a quick look with the tire strategies. Mediums for Milan Todd, mediums for Rostocker, and they will probably be going on to the softs. Milan will definitely be going on to the softs, and what will Rostocker be doing? We are not able to see it. A softs for Rostocker too. What is Trouser Snauzer going on? Probably the softs. He's going for the hards. Trouser Snauzer is choosing a different strategy than all of the rest of the grid. Patrick is going on to the mediums. Speckbelg is going on to the softs. This is a big change in the standings, I would say. As you know, Trouser Snauzer is definitely going to be losing time and losing positions. But I think he will be having the benefit at the end of the race. But of course, I mean, being behind the safety car for 2 more laps, which is going to be 2-lap-old softs, but you haven't used any of your tires yet, so they're going to be fresher at the end of the race. If you think about it, 2 more laps, that's going to be 8-lap-old softs. They will definitely be faster than 8-lap-old hards. And all the rest of the grid is on mediums, of course. Now, Schizo, who is coming to the pits pretty early. He has dropped 7 positions, qualified in P2, only in P9 right now, so not a great race for the Moroccan driver. We might want to focus on the tires real quick. 3-second time penalty for Speckbelg, 3-second time penalty for Schizo, and 3-second time penalty for Liam. I think Mo Erikat had one too, but unfortunately he has DNF'd, of course. Now, I would say this is not a surprising result. And who did I put in P1 again? Was it Rostocker? I think I did right. I put Blue Nusol in P3, which is not going to be happening, I think. That is simply not going to be happening. And I don't expect him to do so either. Like, I'm not going to say I don't want him to, but I don't think I need to put the pressure on his shoulders, if that makes sense. I do think he is a great driver. I do think he's going to be able to perform really well at the end of the race, at the end of the season. But for now, I think P11 is good enough. It's good enough. He's going to be scoring a couple of points, not quite a lot. I think it's going to be around 10, maybe. No, it's probably not going to be 10. I'm not 100% sure. But he's going to be scoring a good amount of points. He's probably not going to be staying in the top 10. as he's currently, well, he might be. He's currently in P4. He's got 54 points, or 64. And, you know, he's been on a streak lately, so we can forgive him for having a pretty bad result tonight. Then talking about Armand, he was at the back of the grid for almost half the race, and he popped up in the top 10 right now, and he's in P8, which is not too bad. He's on those fresh medium tires, I think. You've got Mac and Cheese with a P7, Scotty with a P6. He's going to be scoring a good amount of points once again. And I would say Scotty is arguably the most consistent driver in this league. He scored the most points over like a whole season last season in PGR. And you know, like, let's have a quick thought about it. He was racing in 3 divisions, and I think he got a total of more than 1,000 points. Like, that's 30 races, 1,000 points. That's an average of more than 30 points per race. That's fucking crazy, guys. I could be wrong, though, with my calculations or, like, with my numbers. But I think he definitely had the most points overall in Season 6, like, in multiple divisions, out of everyone. So that is going to be bottle number 6. And I dropped it on the ground. Nice. Now my neighbors are going to be mad. I'm just going to check out the Discord messages real quick, because it seems like I got a ping from AJ. I'm not 100% sure. Can you add me when you get into the lobby in case I disconnect and need an invite back? Alright, so I send them a message and we are ready to roll. Are we actually already starting? Doesn't look like it, although we have to wait until we're entering sector 3, of course. So are we racing? We should do, right? We should be racing. Yeah, we should be racing. I'm just gonna check out the stream real quick and then we are ready to roll. Already. Boogity is what it's something for cars. Oh, JM gets a 5-second time penalty. That is not great. A 5-second time penalty for JM, as he's gonna be in P10 now, so that is not too bad. But will he be able to keep that P10 thanks to that 5-second time penalty? It might not be the case, but we are gonna be racing again. Milan Todd, when is he gonna go? Is he gonna go right now? He's not going to yet. As everyone is patiently waiting to get past the Red Bull driver. But will they be able to? Milan Todd going really slow. Really slow. And when is he gonna go? He's gonna go. He's not gonna go yet. He's gonna go entering the chicane. So that is a good decision, actually, as lots of those guys are not going to be crashing out in the chicane, are they? Patrick now on the tail of Rostocker. And will he be able to? Doesn't look like it. He's going to try and make a move down the inside, which was quite an interesting move. Tries a snatch now on the tail of the Dutchman. But he's not close enough to make that move into Orugera Dion they go. As everyone is right behind each other. As I do think Schizo is having a good opportunity on making that move. He's got the slipstream. He's going to be using a lot of ERS there. Try and get past Armand Play. And he's going for the move. He's going down the inside into turn 5. He's got the outside line right now. And he made that move look so easy. Now, Mac and Cheese, what will he be doing? Because Schizo actually, looking at the qualifying pace only, it seems like Schizo had a little bit more pace. 5/10 right now. Go on Manic, I will do. There we go, Tuck. As it seems like Spec Belg is right behind the Englishman. But Speckbelg does have that penalty. Trauzer losing the toe off Patrick here a little bit, as he is, of course, running those hard tires. So kind of an interesting strategy there from Manny, going on to the hard tires to finish off this race. Maybe he didn't have a single soft tire left, but that would be quite interesting, as usually you do have one set of softs during the race spare. Now Speckbelg right in the tail, as it is going to be a 1 or 2 gap to Trauzer. It seems like, looking at this pace difference down the straight, that Trauzer is definitely using a setup where he's going to be having a lot of straight line speed and struggling a little bit through the corners, whereas Speckbelg probably is using a setup where he's going to be having a little bit less speed, but a little bit more speed through the corners, if that makes sense. Now, oh, he's going to spin out. Oh, he's going to spin out Trauzer. Both drivers having an incident right there. Now it's going to be Schizo getting past Speckbelg and Trauzer. Mac and Cheese dropped back all the way to P12. He kind of missed that. But now it's going to be Speckbelg trying to get past Schizo as soon as possible. He's not going to have the DRS yet. But that was definitely Speckbelg's fault, who went a little bit too deep into that corner. Now he's going to be pushing. And he might cause another contact with Schizo here, as they're going side by side through turn 7. Beautifully done. They're keeping it clean through sector 1, as they're now entering sector 2. Of course, still going side by side, but Schizo backs out of the move, as Speckbelg. His name is Milan, but his in-game name is Speckbelg. Milan retakes a P5, but for how long? You know, he's got that penalty, that 5-second time penalty, and it might be Trauzer back into P5 after those penalties have been deducted. Now let's have a quick look with Rostocker here, as he's trying to get back to Milan Todd, but he's not going to be able to. Like, he simply isn't. 6/10 right now. He is going to have the DRS though, which is great. And it seems like he has got a little bit more pace down the straight. Definitely gaining some time on the Hungarian right now. We might want to focus on Schizo, who's right behind Speckbelg again. 3/10, 2/10 for Blue New Soul. He might be able to prepare a battle with Mac and Cheese within the upcoming lap. Rostocker 110 right now. He's right on the tail. He's sniffing the butt of the Red Bull driver. And this is definitely going to be an overtaking opportunity coming into Rouge Radion. Then, of course, you've got the Camel Straight, where he's going to be having the straight line speed. He's going to be having the slipstream, and he's going to be having the ERS, but so does Milan Todd. Let's have a quick look where Rostocker is going to be doing a lot of speed difference down the main straight, and that will be P1, the lead of the race for the German driver right now, as Milan Todd is trailing by 3/10. Speckbelg retakes P4. Schizo drops back to P6 right now. He's having a heated battle with Scotty. Talking about Speckbelg right there. But Speckbelg is staying strong in P4 and makes that overtake on Scotty. And then we've got Schizo in P6 right now. A broken front wing for the Ferrari driver. I think I saw some carnage there. No, was it from the Ferrari driver though? Might have been from someone else. I thought it was oh, it's from the Williams driver. Armand Place, who is running, well, driving with a broken front wing right now. He's got Trauzer right behind him. And Trauzer will be punching air right now with that strategy. He's going for the hard tires. Well, he's gone for the hard tires. And it might have not been the best strategy to go for. 6 more laps to come after this one. And Trauzer might be able to still get into the top 5 though, with that penalty from Speckbelg and Schizo. Let's have a quick look with the penalties. 3 seconds for Speckbelg, 3 seconds for Schizo. We've got 5 seconds for Jay and 3 seconds for Liam. So all Trauzer needs to do right now is stick to the toe of Armand, Schizo and Scotty, and also, of course, Speckbelg. Milan Todd is going to be having the DRS. So we're entering lap 17 out of the 22. Into Rouge Radion they go for the 17th time here in Belgium tonight, here in the Power Grid Racing League. It's going to be Season 7, Round 3 of the Power Grid Racing League. Make sure to check out their channel, as Milan Todd now takes P1, as it is going to be Scotty defending this P4, but it is actually Schizo running away with the P4 here. Speckbelg, he dropped 2 positions rather faster. Only after one sector he dropped back from P4 to P6. Seems like he's struggling right now. Does he have a broken front wing? Doesn't look like it. It is going to be Arman with that broken front wing, who is actually keeping up with the guys quite nice. Kaiser Snazru is not going to be able to get past, but it is difficult to get past. My apologies. To get past someone who's got a broken front wing, because they usually take very unpredictable lines. And you are just not prepared of what he's going to be doing. Takes the curb a little bit too aggressive there. 8 tenths right now. Tries to Snazru on the tail. And will he be able to? Hard tires are struggling. He's struggling on those hard tires to get past anyone. And I would say Arman plays with those medium tires and a broken front wing is as equally fast as Trouser Snazzer with a fresh front wing. But hard tires right now. As you can see, Arman definitely struggling right there. But he is going to have more straight line speed due to a broken front wing. Rostocker might be able to get back to the tail of Milan Todt right now. He's going to be having the DRS as usual in Belgium. He's going to look for a move down the inside. He had too much speed coming out of Eau Rouge Radio already. Now he retakes the lead of the race. These guys are switching positions. Lap in, lap out. A little bit of a snap there from Rostocker. Might have costed him a couple of tenths, but I don't think that Milan Todt will be overtaking him anytime soon. But Patrick is actually gaining time on these two. The more they're going to be battling, the more time the Dutchman is going to gain, and then it's going to be a three-way battle instead of a two-way battle. Patrick actually having a lot of speed there. He's running the medium tires, isn't he? Yes, indeed he is. These medium tires might be faster than the soft tires already. And this is not great news for Rostocker and Milan Todt. So will this be the first race win of the season for Patrick, who is currently not in the top 10 of this driver's championship? Mac and Cheese and Jay, who are having a heated battle at the back of the grid. And Patrick got within the 1 second of these guys. So he's definitely going to be able to battle with Milan and Rostocker. But for how long is there now? Currently entering lap 19 out of the 22. Patrick dropped out of the 1 second again. He's within the 1 second again. He's going to be using the DRS, I reckon. He doesn't have the DRS, it seems like. 1.2 seconds. He's a little bit slower coming through the corners, but he's way faster down the main straights. Speckbelch right now in P6. Soft tires, are they running off already? 5-second time penalty, exceeding track limits for the Grim Sleeper. He is all the way in P14. As it is going to be Liam on the tail of Blue New Soul. Coming through Eau Rouge Radio. He's going to be right on the tail. Maybe a little bit of tapping going on right there. A little bit of contact. Oh, we do see a broken front wing, and that is going to be a safety car. Oh, well, it's going to be a safety car, guys. And is anyone going to come into the pit? So I don't think so. Because the safety car is going to come in again, entering lap 21. Wait, it might be worth coming into the pits, though. It might be worth, definitely for someone like Trouser Snazzer, who's running 7-lap-old hards. This is not great for Trouser Snazzer. I mean, maybe? I don't know, actually. I don't know. The mediums are definitely the fastest out of all of these 7-lap-old tires. But it's worth a shot for these guys. We do see that happen very often lately, where the guys are going to be having a late safety car. And you know, I kind of want to say that Patrick made a mistake going from hards to mediums. I kind of want to say that he should have stayed out on the hards until right now, but of course you cannot know that there's going to be a late safety car, but you kind of do. You kind of do. There's always a late safety car in Belgium, and as I said, there's going to be 2 safety cars. I do tend to get the safety car prediction right quite often, actually. Now let's have a quick look with Milan Todt. Nobody seems to be coming in. Oh, one driver is coming in. That is going to be Armand Place. He's going on to the soft tires. He is going to be going on to the soft tires. So is the Prince, so is JM, so is Blue New Soul, so is Liam, and so is the Grim Sleeper. Blue New Soul is going to find himself in a double stack, isn't he? Oh yeah, he is. Let's have a quick look if he's going to be having a double stack. Yeah, of course, because Arman has a broken front wing. Oh, he's going to be dropping back all the way to the back of the grid. Blue New Soul. And he's also got a broken front wing, doesn't he? Oh, he serves his 5-second time penalty too. Oh, man. All right, so 2 more laps to go. We've got 2 safety cars. Or was it 3? I don't actually know. Was it 3? No, I don't think it was 3, right? No, I don't think so. Just having a quick look on WhatsApp, guys. My apologies. That is my girlfriend who has called me. So, who is going to be winning this race? It's probably going to be Patrick. His medium tires were significantly faster than the soft tires of Rostocker and Milan Todd a couple of minutes ago. And it seems like Milan Todd is really trying to warm up his tires here. And nobody seems to be weaving all over the place, which is great, but because of course you've got another way of warming up your tires, and that is going to be pressing the brake throttle, well, the brake pressure 30 to 40%, and then just full throttle on the gas. So it's going to be green flags. Rostocker is actually not allowed to go side by side with Milan Todd, but it seems like Patrick is doing that. Although he's going to be back in now. Schizo back at P4, which is not too bad. He's got a 3-second time penalty though. And all the guys who have come into the pits served their 5-second time penalty. Schizo in P4, we've got Scotty in P5, and when is Milan Todd gonna go? He's going really slow right now. He's going really slow. Once again, he did the same last race, last safety car restart. But when is he going right now? Is he gonna go entering the chicane again, or is he gonna go earlier? It seems like he's accelerating already a little bit. No, it doesn't look like it. He's like gradually increasing speed. Uh-oh, when is he gonna go? Oh, he's gonna wait till that chicane again. He's going really slow right now. He's not gonna push, and now he's going. Rostocker got Scott sleeping a little bit right now. 6/10 for the Dutchman, for the German, as he's got a raging Dutchman right now right behind him on those fresher medium tires, I would say. A little bit of a snap there from Rostocker, and what will Patrick be able to do? Schizo right now on the tail of Patrick, and it's still a 4-way battle for the race win and the lead of the race, of course. Scotty now 1 second behind, as I need to plug in my PC real quick. There we go. So Schizo 3/10 behind Patrick, and we've got Patrick down the inside of Rostocker. He's having a little bit of contact there, but both the guys didn't lose too much time, although they are 1 second behind Milan Todd. So Milan Todd being in the lead of the race right now was actually not a bad thing, as he's probably going to be able to keep that P1 till the end of the race. Patrick now on the tail of Rostocker, and who's going to be running away with that top 2 position? Will it be Rostocker? Will it be Patrick? It will definitely not be Schizo, as he's got a 3-second time penalty. And he's going to be dropping back so many positions right now. Mac and Cheese and Jay are having a heated battle, but the most important battle is for P2 right now. Patrick and Rostocker. Patrick on the medium tires, Rostocker on the soft tires. He's right on the tail. And will he be making a dive bomb like he did earlier, causing them to have contact? Doesn't look like it. Schizo trying to get back, but there's no point in battling them because he's got that penalty anyway. 1/10 for Patrick right now. Is he going to be making the dive bomb into turn 8? Doesn't look like it. 18 actually, not turn 8, of course. He's going to be having a better exit coming out of turn 19. with those medium tires, as he's not feeling very comfortable on the throttle there. Rostocker is running away a little bit, 3/10 right now. Schizo on the tail. So we might want to focus to Blue Nusol and the Grim Sleeper. Blue Nusol, who's going around the outside of the AlphaTauri driver, as the Grim Sleeper makes a deep dive bomb into turn 1, retakes P10 from the Englishman, as they're now going side by side through Eau Rouge Radion. Is anyone going to give up? Doesn't look like it, but Blue Nusol takes P10 and goes into the top 10, of course. The Prince is running away a little bit there. Arman now right behind Trouser Snazzer, 1/10 for the Englishman. He's going around the outside and he makes a deep dive bomb. But Trouser Snazzer retakes a P7, that is. Patrick is looking to make a move down the inside of turn 8. He's going a little bit wide. Rostocker makes the switchback work. What a move from the German. But Patrick is not going to give up. He retakes P2 there from the German driver. And what will Rostocker be doing? Will he be reporting Patrick actually for any incidents that happened earlier? I do have to say, Milan Todd takes a back-to-back win here in Belgium. Well, actually, a back-to-back win, as he won the last Grand Prix in Qatar too. What is Schizo going to be able to do? Will he still be making that move on Rostocker? It would be funny to see him crash out Rostocker, actually, as that will be ruining Rostocker's race completely. But I don't think he's going to. Scotty might be able to make that move on Schizo. There's actually no point, as Schizo has got that penalty anyway. And he's going to get a P4 anyway. So Scotty in P4, Speckbelg is probably going to drop back to whatever position that is. He now makes the move on Scotty. A very deep dive bomb there, as there was no need to do that. Scotty, as they're going side by side. Armand now takes P7. Oh, wait. Oh, they drop back to P10 and 11. That is bold. Alright, so the Grim Sleeper and Trouser Snazzer still a pretty decent result in P6 and P7, or P7 and P8. I'm not 100% sure. I think it's P7, P6 and P7. Driver of the day is gonna be the Prince. Well, I got so fucked by those safety cars, man, and Span. Yeah, I saw that, Trouser Snazzer, unfortunately for you, but I mean, still a pretty decent result, a P6, which is not too bad. Now let's have a quick look with the results here. Milan Todd in P1, Patrick in P2, and then we've got Rostocker in P3, who's got the fastest lap of the race. Further, we've got Scotty, the Prince, Trouser Snazzer, the Grim Sleeper, Blue Nusol, Schizo, Arman, a place to finish off the top 10. Further, we've got Speckbelg, JM, Mac and Cheese, who dropped back to P13. Kind of surprising result there. Liam in P14, Moyerikat in P15, and Just Dave, who yeah, he had a pretty depressing race. He caused a very early safety car right there. And that is going to be that. So 3 safety cars, I think that was. And we are going to be switching over to the Masters race right now. So we will be right back. And make sure to get some popcorn or whatever. Get a drink. I don't know. But we will be right back. See you guys in a second. Boogity, 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 and we are racing again here in the Power Grid Racing League. It is going to be Season 7, Round 3 of the Master Steer right now, as we've got Ratio in P4, flying away in P3, who's in a pretty close battle with Lionator right now. Lionator who's getting overtaken by Flying Away, and both Alpine drivers now taking the lead of this race. Jay Tyler getting past Ratio, as he is entering the top 4 right now, but he does have a penalty. Now let's have a quick look with the position changes. Nicolas Meyer now gets past, and Tranzik, the Mr. Consistent, in P8. We've got some position changes here at the back of the grid too. We've got the Alpine driver, Orion, as he now takes Brashman. I'm not too sure why he is ghosted, in all honesty. But Brashman is just going to be able to get past the AlphaTauri driver as soon as possible. My apologies. And let's get back to the top 3 here. Lionator right behind Flying Away, but he's not able to get closer. Lionator, who qualified in the top 5. Jay Tyler qualified in P1. He had the pole. Ratio qualified in P2. P3 actually. Who qualified in P2? Who qualified in P2? Jay Tyler was P1. Ratio was P... Oh, it was Flying Away. My bad. Orion Lemons, who actually only qualified in P4. Quite a surprising result. And that is going to be that. And now tire-wise, we might want to have a quick look at that. Soft tires for the top 4. We've got Ratio on the mediums. But he's not going to get overtaken by Stiggy anytime soon, as he is 7.7 seconds in front of the Mercedes driver. And we might want to focus on Che right now, who is only in P12. Let's have a quick look at what a position he qualified in. Only a P8, Che Oliver. Pretty depressing result there from the Englishman, as we did suspect some... Well, we did expect him to do a little bit better. But now he is right behind Brashman, battling for the top 11. And we thought that Che Oliver was going to be winning this race, of course, but only in a P12 right now, as I'm not 100% sure if he's actually in the top 10 of the Driver's Championship. He actually is, as Lionator retakes P2 right now. Flying Away is on the fresher softs. He's going to be able to make that move again at the end of the race. I'm pretty sure he is going to. AJ now takes the fastest lap of the race with a 143.5. This is actually going to be the overall fastest lap on this track set by anyone on the VB Thomas platform. And let's have a quick look what Lionator is going to be doing right now. Into turn 15 they go. They need to watch out for that little house on the right side of your screen. And Rich is going to be all the way in P16. Not a good result from the Mercedes driver right there. Flying Away still on the tail. Che Oliver DNFs. That is going to be a virtual safety car for now. It's not going to be a real safety car. But where did Che Oliver DNF though? Because it does say that he's still on track. He probably DNF'd on track. Like retiring on track, if that makes sense. Ratio comes into the pits. He's going for fresh, soft tires. Well, probably. If he would go on to hards, that would be a stupid decision. There we go. He ends up in P10. Not a bad strategy if you ask me. Not a bad strategy at all. He's going to be able to overtake Entransic and Alifa. Alifa what? My apologies, guys. Maybe even Niklas too. DRS is wide open. It's going to be green flags and go, go, go. We're going to be underway and that is going to be boogity, boogity, boogity. Flying away, still trying to get past Lineator. It's not going to be there yet. 2/10 for the Alpine driver. He might be able to into turn 12 they go. And he's going to back out of the move. As he saw he wasn't quite close enough. We might want to focus on ratio here as he's running those fresh soft tires, of course. Look how much grip he has. How much traction he has into turn 12. The Williams driver goes a little bit too deep, and that is going to be a spin for the Williams, well, for the Alfa Romeo driver. And I do have to say I'm a steward in this tier, and I can definitely say that was the Williams fault. I do have to say that. I mean, I'm not sure if I can actually say that on stream, but in all honesty, he went a little bit too deep. The Alfa Romeo driver did not have anywhere to go. Now flying away is look to make a move down the inside there. Still 2 more laps to go, and Lineator takes it very, very smart. But he's going to retake P2 there. Flying away, he's going to be trailing by about 3/10 right now, but he is not going to have the DRS because actually the DRS is not going to be open anymore for the rest of the race as the virtual safety car. Well, no, it's not with a virtual safety car, is it? No, it's not going to be with a virtual safety car. It used to be with a virtual safety car, but it's not going to anymore, so they will have the DRS straight away, and that might be something that Lineator hasn't thought about. But now he's of course going to be having the DRS in the last lap, and then it will be a challenge for flying away to get past the German driver again. But a Lineator needs to stake on the toe of flying away right now, as flying away gets a 3-second time penalty. All right, so it's all chill right now for Lineator. He doesn't need to push anything. So pigs do fly in P11 right now. He crashed out in turn 7. As that is not going to be a great result for the Williams driver, unfortunately. There's a couple of position changes here as Ratio is trying to get Brashman. As he's running 6-lap-old softs, Ratio has got way better traction right now. He's not going to be looking to make a move. Still 1 more lap to go, and he makes the move. Brashman, as I said in the introduction, into turn 12. People tend to go a little bit deeper there, and that's what Brashman did. And it did not pay off well as Ratio now retakes P9. Brashman had that penalty anyway, so I don't think he was gonna get that position from the Alfa Romeo driver. But Ratio right now is trying to make a comeback race work. Might be able to get back to Alifa. And the only 2 DNFs of tonight are going to be David and Shea Oliver. And David looked like he was on 0-lap-old hard, so... Where did he spin out then, actually? Oh, it must have been right after his pit stop. Yeah, probably. So, let's focus on Lineator and flying away here as they're entering the last lap. And they're having a pretty close battle right now. 4/10 for the German driver, so plagues do fly. DNFs in the pit lane. He's not going to be scoring any points that way. Lineator trying to push everything, but he doesn't have to push anything actually, because he's got that P2 in the back anyway due to a penalty of flying away. So we might want to focus on anyone else, but nobody is within 1 second. So this is going to be a fairly easy finish. Although I'll leave Fawad right behind Entransic, because Entransic going to keep it strong here, keeping it consistent with once again a pretty decent result. We might want to focus on the penalties here. 3 seconds for Stiggy, 3 seconds for Jay Tyler. So it's going to be P1 for Orion Lemons, P2 for Lineator, and P3 for Flying Away. Then we've got Jay Tyler in P4, Stiggy in P5, Niklas in P6, and Entransic in P7. What a competitive grid this is, eh? What a crazy grid. And these guys are really battling for that top position in the Drivers' Championship. But I do think that Lionator now has a stronger lead, doesn't he? No, it's going to be Orion Lemons actually taking the lead of the championship. And Lionator sticks in P2. Then it's going to be Simpendal, who wasn't there tonight, dropping back a couple of positions. And who is the other Ferrari? Niklas, who scored a P6 tonight. The rest of the grid is, of course, going to be Antrazik in P7, Ali in P8, Ratio in P9, Brashman in P10, Orion in P11, Mali in P12, Rage in P13. Let's see if it's... Oh, beautiful switchback there. Oh, they're going to take each other out. Interesting. Rage and America. And then we've got AJ in a P15. Another great result from the Red Bull driver, but he might have had a little crash as he is 17 seconds behind America. And that is going to be your race here in the Power Grid Racing. What a Grand Prix this was. I do think that the last Grand Prix of Season 6 was a little bit better than the Season 7 one. But in all honesty, the guys have still done a pretty amazing job keeping it clean on track, well, most of them. And now we're going to go over the results once again. P1 for Orion Lemons, P2 for Lionator, and P3 for Flying Away. Both German drivers in the top 3, which is not a bad result, actually. Jay Tyler in P4 and Stiggy in P5. Further, we've got Niklas Meyer and Tranzik Ali, Ratio, Brashman in the top 10. Further, we've got Orion, Amali, Rach, America, AJ, and then the DNFs, of course. Soapix do fly, Che Oliver, and David in P18. To finish off this grid, the fastest lap goes to AJ with a 143.5, so pretty amazing result from him there. And I'm going to be finishing off the stream right here, guys. I thank you very much for watching. What a race this was, and I do have to say, beautifully done from everyone. I'm looking forward to next week, as that is going to be Las Vegas. It is going to be Las Vegas, so hopefully you guys are going to be looking forward to that. I'm not too sure if it's going to be Las Vegas, though, as the guys have taken away the calendar. So maybe there's going to be another track popping up there for Halloween, as it is going to be Halloween next week. So I actually should have put a spooky... Wait, hold up. I'm going to put a spooky song over you guys to finish off the stream. So guys, I thank you very much for watching. This was Phoebe Thomas as your commentator, and I will see you guys next week. Peace out.
I am the beast inside you. Wherever you go, I'll find you. Transform, take over, and blind you. Don't forget to look behind you. The beast inside your head. Can't get rid of me till you're dead. Haunting your dreams under your bed. Won't stop until you see red. Inside you, wherever you go, I'll find you. Transform, take over, and blind you. Don't forget to look behind you. The beast inside your head. Can't get rid of me till you're dead. Haunting your dreams under your bed. Won't stop until you see red. Inside you, wherever you go, I'll find you. Transform, take over, and blind you. Don't forget to look behind you. The beast inside your head. Can't get rid of me till you're dead. Haunting your dreams under your bed. Won't stop until you see red. go, I'll find you. Transform, take over, and blind you. Don't forget to look behind you.